What's up, guys? Last week we learned a little bit about transformer plugins, so this week we are going to learn about programmatically creating pages with our markdown files. So let's go ahead and jump on into this video. Alright guys, so I've got our project right here on the dashboard. Let's go ahead and start up the server real quick. Let's go ahead and run the terminal. We'll cd into this, and then we'll write Gatsby develop, and we'll let that start up. So if we look at the tutorial here, the first steps that we need to do, we're going to continue in source pages. Alright, so the first thing is generate the path for or slug for the page. So create the page. Okay, to create markdown pages, you'll learn to use Gatsby APIs. On Create Node and Create Pages, there are two Oracle's APIs you need or you'll see used in many sites and plugins. We do our best to make Gatsby APIs simple to implement. Great. Okay, so here's what you'll do. In the root of your site, create a file named Gatsby node or -node.js. Okay, so let's go ahead and open that. So go to the terminal. And then I'm just going to type in any tab Atom space period, and that's going to open up Atom right here. And let's see, what did it need us to do? Gatsby -node.js, and then we're going to put this in that. So let's go over to Atom. That does not exist, so we'll go ahead and create that. Gatsby -node.js, and we'll go ahead and paste that on in there. And let's see what else we got to do. We can close all these out for now. I don't think we need these. Okay. This onCreate function will be called by Gatsby whenever a new node is created or updated. Okay. Start and stop the development server. As you do, you'll see quite a few newly created nodes get logged into the terminal console. Use this API to add slugs for your markdown pages to markdown remark nodes. Okay, so first let's go ahead and just restart the server. Let's come over here, stop this with Control-C, hit the up arrow and just run that command again. And then let's go ahead and we will load this page in the browser. So it's localhost port 8000. Let's go ahead and load that up. Alright, and then let's pull up the terminal here. Or the console, sorry, not the terminal. Okay, so here you see we are spitting this out now. Pretty sure this is what we're spitting out. Okay. Alright, so change your function so it now only logs markdown remark nodes. So we're just going to change this little bit inside here. So it says if node.internal type equals markdown remark, then we'll console.log the whole node internal type. Alright, let's go back over here. And now you can see the all markdown remark right here. So it's showing you there's two counts in here, one node, two nodes, and that's one post, two posts. And those correspond with these two, the markdown files. Okay. Alright, so it says you want to use each markdown file name to create the page slug. So pandas-and-bananas.md will become /pandas-and-bananas/. But how do you get the file name from the remark node? To get that, you need to traverse the node graph to its parent file node, as file nodes contain the data you need about the files on disk. To do that, you need to modify your function again. So let's go ahead and copy this whole bit over, and then we'll just look at this real quick. Okay, so exports on create, this is pretty much the same. So if the node internal type is markdown remark, then we will do this, create a const with file node, get node, node.parent, console log, file node.relative path. Okay. Alright, so now let's go ahead and we'll stop this server and then start it up again. Let's see. I swear every time I go to do this, there's an update for it. Okay. And let's go back to the tutorial. So it says there in your terminal, you should see the relative paths for your two markdown files. Okay. I don't see anything here yet. Wait. Here it is. The pages, the markdown files right here. There we go. Okay. Now you'll have to create slugs. So as the logic for creating slugs from the file names can get tricky, the Gatsby source file system plugin ships with a function for creating slugs. So let's use that. Alright, so again, we'll copy all of this down and then we'll look at it real quick. So here you can just see we're requiring the Gatsby source file system, and then this is the main item here that's changed. So console.log, create file path, node, get node, base path, pages. Okay. The function handles finding the parent file node along with creating the slug. Run the development server again, and you should see logged into the terminal 2 slugs, one for each markdown file. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Let's go to the terminal, stop it. Let's I'm gonna increase the size of this window just a little bit, and then we'll run that again. Gatsby develop. And as it runs, you'll see we had 2 slugs created right here. So right after that on pre-bootstrap again, you can see here are the 2 slugs. Sweet Panda's eating sweets now, and Pandas and bananas. And if I scroll up to the last time we ran this command, you'll see that they had the full path and the .md on it. Okay, so now you can add your new slugs directly onto the markdown remark nodes. This is powerful as any data you add to nodes is available to query later with GraphQL. Okay, so blah blah blah. To do so, you'll use a function passed to our API implementation called createNodeField. This function allows you to create additional fields on nodes created by other plugins. Only the original creator of a node can directly modify the node, while other plugins, including your Gatsby node.js, must use this function to create additional fields. Okay, so we're going to add this to our Gatsby node.js. Let's go open this up here. We'll put this in right after that. And then we'll copy this here. And we will just, that goes right inside the if slot here. You know what? Let's copy this so that we're not screwing anything up here. Okay. So you can see const slug create file path. That was the same thing we have, but now we have create node field. So we have node name slug value is slug. Okay, got it. Restart the development server and open or refresh the GraphIQL. Then run this query to see your new slugs. Sorry, so I'm going to copy this. Let's go to the terminal, turn it off, restart it. Then I'm going to come over here. And then we're going to go, I think it's, yeah, there we go. Go here. Paste that little bit in we had here. So you can see this is what we're running. This is that custom field. We'll run it. And now you can see slug is equal to the slug. Perfect. So now that the slugs are created, we can go ahead and create the pages. So creating pages. In the same Gatsby node.js, add the following. So none of this is changing. We are just going to add this. Okay. So export create pages, GraphQL actions. This is note the GraphQL function calls returns a promise. And then you can go ahead and read this for more information on the promise. this is that same query that we just tried out in the GraphIQL. And it says, then the result is console.log json.stringify result null for. Okay, so let's see what the next step is. You've added an implementation of the create pages API, which Gatsby calls so plugins can add pages. Okay, as mentioned in the intro in this part of the tutorial, and you will see that if you go through and read this, the steps to programmatically creating pages are query data with GraphQL, map the query to results to pages. Okay, got it. The above code is a first step for creating pages from your Markdown, as you're using the supplied GraphQL function to query the Markdown slugs you created. Then you're logging out the result of the query, which should look like this. So let's go ahead and see. Let's stop and restart this. And then there you go, you just saw this. So we're console.logging this whole section here. All right. So we need one additional thing beyond a slug to create pages, a page template component. Like everything in Gatsby, programmatic pages are powered by React components. When creating a page, you need to specify which component to use. So let's go ahead and create a directory at source, and it'll be called templates, and then we'll add the following file. It's just going to be blogpost.js. Okay, let's open up Atom. We're in source. Let's go ahead and create templates. And then in here, we'll create a file that's blogpost.js. All right. So then we're just going to go ahead and add this in here. So we're going to import React, import layout, and then export default, return layout, div, hello blog post. Okay. Right there. Great. Then update the Gatsby.node, or Gatsby node.js. So I am going to copy all of this down. Maybe. Will I copy all this down? There we go. All right. So I've just pasted this on top of everything. So we are, looks like the things that we're changing. Let's go back and just look at that real quick. Requiring path, and then we're creating a const for create page equals actions, and then result.data all marked down, edges for each node. We're creating a page path node. So the path is going to be the node field slug, which is the slug that we just created up here. And then we're going to use the component path.resolve source plugins, source templates blogpost.js. So that's going to use the template we just made. And then the context. So data passed to context is available in page queries as GraphQL variables. Then we'll say the slug is node.fields.slug. Okay. So restart the development server and your pages will be created. An easy way to find the new pages while developing is to go to a random path where Gatsby will helpfully show you a list of pages on the site. So we'll go to here, and this is all we see for now. So let's go and restart that server. All right. And then we'll go and refresh this page, and you can see these pages were added here with these slugs. And if you click on one, you'll see hello blog post. Perfect. All right, so visit one of them and you'll see what we just saw, which is a bit boring. So now you can pull in data from your markdown post. Change source templates blog post to the following. Okay, so this is going to add a little bit more to it, but let's go ahead and take a look. Sorry, not here, over here. What did I do? No, I don't want to cancel that. Okay, so if we look at this, we've added import GraphQL from Gatsby, export default data, const post data dot markdown from mark, And then you can see we've got the post front matter title is going in here in this H1 in the layout. And then we have this div with the HTML or post.html. Okay. And then down here, this is just the query. All right, let's go over here, refresh the page, click on this, and now you'll see all of the data. You'll see the title and the HTML here along with the video. Perfect. So the next step is going to be to link the new pages from the index page. So we're going to return to the source pages index.js query for our markdown slugs and create links. Okay, so we don't have to do too much here. Let's go find that page over here, pages, index, perfect. All right, so we're going to make sure we're importing link right here. So go ahead, import that. And then we're going to go link right here, right underneath the div key node ID. So div key node ID, we'll put link here. Okay, and then we'll close this off after the last paragraph node excerpt. Paragraph node excerpt, great. And then down here in the query, we're going to add fields, slugs down beneath or within the node. So if we look at the node's here, we'll do it right after the excerpt, just like that. Or no, we'll do that before. Okay. Let's go back here. Okay. So now we have a small blog. So you can go through this challenge here if you want. I am going to just restart this server just in case, see if there's any errors or anything. There was a problem parsing. Okay, so there is an error here. Let's see. Import link GraphQL. Okay, so I think we already had that being imported. So, yep. I'll just delete that one, and then we can go ahead and restart this server. The reason I deleted that was because we were already calling it in another import, so we can combine some of them, I think, when the sources are the same. All right, and now let's go back, refresh, and here we go. So they're pointing directly to that slug, and a page is being created. Perfect. Alright guys, that's going to be it for this video. Next week we will take a look at how to deploy this site to live production. So anyways, if this helped you, make sure you give it a like. If you liked the video and you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. And if you like the content that I'm creating on this channel, head on over to my Patreon account at patreon.com/ZacharyRNewton, where you can help support this channel and help me create better videos every week. Until then, I'll see you guys in the next one.